Welcome back here to today's edition of the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys joining me for a little on the water video right here. We're going to be talking about fishing boat ramps. Boat ramps are probably one of the most overlooked fishing structures that there are in any lake. Bass love to live around these things at different times of the year. So what I'm going to do in today's video is I'm sort of going to walk you through this on the areas, the types of places that get on the boat ramps, the best type of boat ramps, and the techniques. So we're going to get into that in today's video. I'm up here practicing for our BFL tournament. This is Truman Lake right here. Elijah's swimming. He's out here helping me and got Elliot on the camera today, so we're gonna get into that. Also, guys, before we get started, quick reminder, just want to thank everybody that's been taking time to use and bookmark my Tackle Warehouse link in the description, guys. That's a great way to support the channel if you've been doing that. And also, guys, real quick, anyone interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, you can do that by going to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, and just shoot me a private message, so appreciate that. Okay, guys, here's the deal with that. Boat ramps are good all year round, and I sort of want to walk you guys through different seasons and as far as the techniques and, you know, how to fish them depending upon the time of year. There is not a time of the year when boat ramps are not productive, other than like if the water is frozen over, like real cold in the winter time. But I classify how I fish a boat ramp based upon water temperature. So if the water temperature is in the 40s and maybe up until say like the early 50s, one of my favorite areas to fish on the boat ramp is the concrete itself here, just the ramp itself, because what you have is on the end of this ramp, there's going to be a drop off where the concrete ends. And at the end of that concrete, a lot of times there's a hole there, because when people put their boats on the trailer, you know, they goose it up on the trailer, and the wash from the propeller creates a hole at the end of the ramp. So there's like a really cool piece of structure down there. And in the colder weather, like the waters in the 40s and 50s, they love to be out there on the end of that ramp, right where it drops off. Sometimes there's rock out there too. They put riprap. And the number one way to catch them in the wintertime, guys, is a jerk bait or a flat-sided crankbait. So I'll take a jerk bait or a flat-sided crankbait, and I'll simply crank around the deeper parts of the ramp out there, you know, usually in 5 to 10 feet of water, something like that. Now, as that water temperature gets up in the 60s and those fish start to get shallow, you know, getting ready to spawn, this is a really good time to fish any banks adjacent to the ramp, especially if there's some type of little dock like you have right here. You can take like a wacky rig or a shaky head or something like that, fish the flat banks in and around the ramp itself. That's really good. And then also after those fish get done spawning, and you know, up until the early summer months, like, you know, May, early June, this is a great place to fish a topwater lure early and late in the day. So anytime that water temperature is over about 65 or 70, one of my favorite techniques, guys, is taking a chugger like a Pop R or that Mega Bass Pop Max, or maybe a small little 1/4 ounce buzz bait, and I simply saturate the whole area around here. That's a really good way to catch it. Now also, guys, as it warms up in the summertime, boat ramps are great places to fish at night. All you need is like a Texas rig worm, like a 9-inch Texas rig worm. A lot of these boat ramps, they have lights on them, so there's a little bit of lights, there's more insects in the water, and just fish that Texas rig all around the ramp. Really good place to do that. Now, walk you down here and I'll show you one little thing, a really cool thing about how I like to fish in the fall time of the year. Now these ramps right here, you can see you've got some riprap bank right here, some riprap rock, and they put that riprap rock along the edge of the concrete so it won't erode out there. So in the fall time of the year, take like a shallow or a medium running crankbait and crank the edge of the ramps right there, and because a lot of times that riprap rock, it'll run 20 or 30 feet out into the lake. So I like to take a crankbait and just crank along those rocky areas that are really, really good with that. But anyway, guys, that's some of my favorite areas you know, some of the techniques to fish a ramp. Most of the time when you fish boat ramps, guys, you want to have smaller lures, because a lot of people come down here and fish off the bank, so they do get a little bit more fishing pressure. But they are a really unique piece of structure in terms of the diversity. You got concrete, you got rock, you got docks on a lot of them. So just don't pass them up. And also, guys, don't pass up even those little bitty ramps, like the ramps that people have just for their, like they have a house on the lake, just a single lane ramp. Any boat ramp is really good. So hope it helps you guys catch a few. We'll talk later.